Hi everyone, welcome to Denman's Den. It's actually December 26th, the day after Christmas 2025, and I haven't been on for a while, mainly because I have been having some health struggles that have kept me away from the computer and away from being able to spend time writing as well as contemplating after I write what I want to share with you all. But I haven't been able to sleep tonight, so I've been up. So it's actually the really early in the morning, the day after Christmas. So I think it's around 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that. And I've probably been up all night, so what I wanted to share with you this morning is very brief, but it's also very, I want to say, deeply personal and kind of shown a light to me on some things that I've been going through in a way that I had never seen them before. And so basically I wrote it. I wouldn't say this is a story form, but it's a kind of an essay story mix, you might say. And I've titled it Three Men at Christmas. Now, one of the things that I've noticed is that Christmas seems to come in threes. We sing of three kings, and we watch three ships come sailing in, as if the season itself insists on a pattern and on this kind of a meaning. Well, this year I made my contribution to that meaning, I guess. I noticed three men. Now, I am a 70-year-old woman, and some of you know I live with Parkinson's disease. And some of you also know I don't have much. But I have learned that what I can do matters more than what I have. I give from what little I have. I can sing, I can write, I can embroider and sew, and I cook. At Christmas, I invite people who would otherwise be alone. I try in my small, bumbling way to make room at the table for people who might not have a place to be or have a table to sit at. The first man was quite elderly, old enough to be my dad, and then some. The space at his house was the largest, and he agreed that our Christmas meal would be at his home. Then suddenly, 4 days before Christmas, he sent an email indicating his decision not to celebrate Christmas at his house and had no interest in a meal, a gathering, and observance, nor, it seemed, in having any company at all. I accepted this as settled. Yet, 2 days before Christmas, something shifted in this man. He seemed to have forgotten his email and was quietly regretful, as if he had pushed away something that he had not meant to lose. His loneliness arrived late, but unmistakably. The second man was closer to my own age. At first, he spoke warmly and supportively about everyone coming together for Christmas. Then, when the first man reversed his decision, the second man also reversed himself. It was too stressful, he said. He wanted nothing to do with it. Like the first man, he had ample means. And like the first man, he gave no gifts and had no thought of doing so, though he received them. Then there was the third man. He was only 20. He had been orphaned young and came with his grandmother and me to buy food for the Christmas meal. I assumed that he was simply going along for the ride. Instead, he walked beside me. He steadied my steps every step of the way. He carried bags without being asked. And he treated my slowness and struggles to get in and out of the car not as an inconvenience or a burden, but as something to be respected. His kindness was quiet. He did not announce it. He simply did it. By the end of that day, which happened to be Christmas Eve, I found myself in tears. Not from sadness, but from recognition. Compassion freely given and without calculation and its sequel of manipulation had been placed in my hands. It was the best Christmas gift I had ever received. And it came from someone unexpected. Around the same time, I made another decision. I know that I am no longer strong enough to manage a 7-foot Christmas tree, the lights, the garlands, the decorations, the lifting and the storing. So I decided to bring it over to their home, the young man and his grandmother, and together we decorated it and brought light and beauty to the whole house. It looked so beautiful there that I thought it belonged there and should stay there. So, in that moment, without thinking about it, I gave it away to the young man's grandmother. I gave it all away. And in so doing, gave it to him and to his younger sister as well. At the time, it did not feel like a gift. It felt like a practicality, perhaps even a surrender. But when on Christmas Day, the sun's rays began to retreat into twilight. And I really saw the tree lit up in their home and witnessed the music, the laughter, and above all, the joy it brought them. I understood. That tree belonged there. I learned afterward that it was the first Christmas tree they had ever had. Neither the young man nor I knew at the time what was being given. That was when I understood the three. One man turned away from Christmas and mourned it afterward. One man wanted Christmas in theory, but not in practice. And one man, with every reason to guard himself against a world that brought him only sadness, stepped forward in quiet compassion. This year, the love that Christmas is walked beside me to the car. It did not announce itself or ask anything in return or see me as a burden. It simply helped me to carry what I could no longer carry alone. Later, I watched a Christmas tree I could no longer manage glow with brightness and beauty in another home, bringing light where there had never been any before. If Christmas has a meaning beyond the songs and the preparations, perhaps it is this: that compassion still finds us, often through the hands of someone who owes us nothing. That letting go can sometimes be another way of giving. And that our light, which is part of the light of the world, never goes out, but is passed on to others as it was meant to be. Thanks for listening. Hope you had and still will have a Merry Christmas season and a Happy New Year. Take care. Bye-bye.